Well, with 5 people who have pulled papers to possibly run for Mammoth Town Council, talk continues of still more potential candidates, and a longtime council member has decided not to run again. Bennett Kessler filed this report. Mayor Rick Wood had earlier said he would take time to consider a run for re-election and that it was an important decision for himself and his family. He has spent 12 years in total serving on the Mammoth Town Council. Of the June election, Wood said he will, quote, sit this one out, end quote. So will 2 other incumbents, John Eastman and Matthew Lehman. Now, meanwhile, in other developments since last fall, 2 Mammoth groups have met to lay out the issues they feel need attention and to attract potential candidates. The Mammoth Leadership Group met, and so did Mammoth Forward. Now, eventually, the 2 groups got together. Both groups hope to avoid what happened in the last election. Only 2 candidates came forward to fill 2 positions. Now, the website, mammothforward.org, spells out platform issues that have been under discussion. The group wants to consider an elected mayor, as well as better pay and term limits for council members. And even as talk about the issues continue, so does the talk about the possibility of more candidates. Reliable sources indicated that at least 1 more candidate might come forward. Longtime resident and business owner Tom Cage was named. Now, asked about this, Cage said he does not yet know and is, quote, considering the options, end quote. Now, Cage has long held a seat on the Mammoth Community Water District Board and would give it up if elected to the Mammoth Town Council, along with seats on the Mammoth Lakes Tourism Board and possibly his seat on the Mammoth Mountain Community Foundation Board. And Bennett Kessler also filed this story. The salary for a Mammoth Town Council member equals $300 per month and has since the town incorporated in 1985. Now, in a report from the town manager and town attorney, the officials say that staff has received several inquiries about the possibility of an increase in town council salaries. Now, the town council will consider this tonight at its regular meeting. Now, this is an item discussed in town groups meeting on the issues. Now, according to the agenda report, government code caps the pay of city council members at $300 per month for towns with populations under 35,000, but does allow that amount to be increased 5% per year. Now, officials say the council could adopt an ordinance that implements 29 years of 5% increases, and that would raise council salaries to $735 per month. Now, other options include a ballot measure that would override the salary cap under government code. Now, the other option raised would be to convert the town from a general law town to a charter town. Charter cities are exempt from the state law that caps council salaries. Officials called this a complicated option with the need to come up with a town charter. Now, the least complicated and least expensive option, other than doing nothing, is to create an ordinance to raise the council's pay. Now, many other items on tonight's agenda, and you can see more of Bennett Kessler's story on our website, sierrawave.net. Bennett Kessler also filed this report. The revolution in the Ukraine now makes nightly news. President Barack Obama has to convince Russian President Vladimir Putin to let the people in the Ukraine control their own lives, let them have freedom to join with Europe for economic reasons. Now, at last report, President Putin has refused. Now, locally, one of our own citizens grew up in the Ukraine and communicates with his friends via Skype on his cell phone. Pavel Popov works for Caltrans, and he is also a ski instructor at Mammoth Mountain. Popov knows how the Ukrainian people feel and what is happening.
I've been living in Ukraine long time, and all the time I have right now communicate with my friends by Skype, which is you can have video what's going on and we talk.
Okay, so you know what has been happening over there.
Yes, I'm talking with my friends like 2, 3 times per day.
Okay.
Or per night.
And how do they feel? What's happening to them?
Right now they feel little better than a few weeks ago in Kiev, but now Crimea started, were occupied by Russia. But people now, in this moment, people in Ukraine, I will say, have stress. Many people try to help who have knowledge about medical system. They try to help because after what's happened in Russia, many people has stress.
Yeah. They want to be free, right?
Yes, everyone want to be free. Free, have work, security, family, security, public, and be financially independent, which is three, what I tell three, like no security in Ukraine, no economics, no jobs, very low pay, and food and cars, gas, and everything. It's, I will say, 20% more cost than in United States. But car cost, like I say, cars in Russia cost 20 times more than in United States. Gas, 20% more, approximately. Salary, 10 times less. My questions, you understand how they live? They want to, like here, because retirement people in the United States have some financial independent, travel, go somewhere. In Russia, these people, like grandma, grandpa, they're working in the field very hard all life. They never see what's going on. And people who born in the United States, I will say, you're happy. You need to appreciate.
Yeah, we have a lot to appreciate here. So people decided finally they've had enough and they want to be closer to Europe and have better jobs and have a better life.
Yes, exactly. Like in 10 years since Yanukovych was like president and before Yushchenko, no jobs. Young ladies, beautiful Ukrainian lady, they not have job. How would they survive? They go to Europe and be prostitution. How Yanukovych managed his country.
Well, Mr. Popov said there was no way life was going to get better. Also said the former Ukraine president makes his people slaves. Now Popov said Putin will not let the people be free. He said when people were close to signing an agreement with Europe, Putin cut the price of gas in half. This, he said, did not impress the people, and they finally revolted. Popov says he hopes to share what he hears from the Ukraine with the people of the Eastern Sierra. We'll be back with more news.